Hello. So, step 9 is do what makes you happy. I mean this in relation to your career, mostly. Now I do recognise all the barriers to this. Don't think I don't. If you can, you really pursue the career that you want. There's no reason why not. And if you can't, why not? Seriously ask questions and do some hard thinking, because it's, like your dream here. As they say, reach for the stars. You got to really try. Sit down and write a list, and then look it over and cross out each item that's simply an excuse you've created for yourself. Excuse me. I've been eating chocolate cake. Because I know we all do it. I'm playing an invisible keyboard, I apologise, hands like this. Because I do that myself sometimes. I think we all do in relation to anything. Sorry. It's the cake. Forget all your preconceived notions and read the list of barriers again. If you need to research exactly what is required to get to your desired field of employment, do it. I have done that myself. I'm not in my desired job. I don't know if I actually have a job which is like an ultimate dream, but I've thought about one or two various ones over the years, and I have looked into what I would need to do to become a paramedic, and I've done it several times, and over time the entry criteria has changed, and the courses and the way that you become a paramedic here in the UK has changed a little bit, and I'm not actually one, and I'm not close to becoming one, but I have sort of done something like what I'm saying for myself in the past, so I'm not just blowing smoke, if you like. Say you've always wanted to be a firefighter, for example, but I've never pursued it. Maybe you're a woman and this is a barrier for you, but it really doesn't have to be. Or maybe you're really unfit and out of shape, and I can relate to that a little bit. This is a barrier, a genuine barrier, not one that's made up if you're unfit and or out of shape, but it can be fixed. That's the good news. Things can always be fixed. There is never something which is like permanently broken, if you like. And there are many female firefighters. So as I said, this is not a true barrier. I was going to read that again, sorry. Oh dear. I think in the future don't eat anything right before filming a video. It's a bad idea. Or maybe your desired career requires qualifications you don't have. It's never too late to get them. Think hard about your barriers and be honest with yourself about whether they can be overcome. If they can, great. If they can't, that's okay. Alright, that's just, no, I've said everything is fixable, but there are some barriers which can't be fixed. Like, if you decided you wanted to join the Air Force, and the maximum age requirement for entry is something like 40 years old, and you're like 45. You're past it. You can't fix that barrier, and it's okay. Or maybe you're already happy with the job that you do. It doesn't have to be your dream job, but you're happy, and you could see yourself doing that maybe for the rest of your working life, which is great. I'm happy for you if you're there. Or if you're already lucky enough to be doing your ideal job, that's fantastic. I wish you all the best. I hope you're happy with it, and you're in that job for the rest of your working life, because that's ideal. Or you're not sure what you want to do. Sorry, I'm reading that wrong. I make notes and I don't read them right, it's just completely terrible. Or you're not, but what you do comes a close second to like where you'd ideally like to be, which is pretty good, isn't it? So if you're not doing that dream job and really can't, what now? Well, I think sometimes I still ask myself that question, even though I'm not ultimately sure what my dream job is. Sorry, there's the invisible keyboard again. I guess you could say being a writer, being a published author, and I was making regular money on it, not necessarily famous to the levels of the likes of like Stephen King and James, I'm sorry, my memory's terrible. There's somebody else which I was going to refer to, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Not necessarily to those sort of levels of, fame and popularity, but something along those lines at a lower level, which is making regular income. That, I think, that would be my ideal job, but that sort of thing it's rare, it's special, because so many people write and so many people want to be in that place. So not everybody can be, because it just doesn't work that way. So if you can't, well, now I'm not sure. I think that's perhaps why I've looked at all these different jobs, because I don't know myself. I think maybe I never will know. I'm 35 now, and I feel like I'm already halfway to the end, even though I'm still relatively young. I just feel a bit lost. So if you're in that sort of place, I can sympathise with that. And I'm sorry that if I don't have the kind of solution that I really want to have for you. But yeah, make a second choice or a third choice and go as far down that list of careers as you want to. And select something you can bear to do for the rest of your working life that doesn't make you want to jump off a bridge. Because I've kind of been there as well. When my firstborn was a tiny baby, I did very part-time work as a telesales, person for a double glazing firm, and it was alright. In that day, the whole telephone and cold calling thing was slightly different to how it is now. It wasn't as bad, and it was kind of easy, I suppose. And in the end, I didn't last very long there, because the work for the company sort of dried up a bit, and because I was the most part-time employee, I was top of that list to be asked to leave. So, and that was fine. And more recently, this is why it's relevant, I did a test, I don't know what to call it, I don't remember what they called it. It was a test shift, if you like, for a telesales job for a double glazing company, different company to the one I worked for previously, but similar sort of thing, except today it's completely mad, it's completely crazy. Just sit in front of a computer and you're on the phone pretty much the whole time you're there. I can't remember how long the shift is for, probably something like a regular working day, like office hours, 9 to 5, or perhaps a bit longer than that, and it's just completely mental, and I couldn't deal with that kind of job. I was there for less than a day and I couldn't finish the shift because I was just like, that much hard work. I'm not used to being in that kind of, stressful. There was a really high level of expectations of what they needed from us. We needed to be on the phone, like, it wasn't in a phone, it was like a headset thing, all the time. Once, when I got up to go to the toilet, I also needed to refresh my water, so I did them both at the same time, because I thought in my mind that would save me an extra trip, and I would need to be away from my desk overall, for less time. And sometime after I got back, that someone came over and had a quiet word with me. They were like, "You were away from your desk for too long. You can't leave your phone. You're on the computer thing, it's connected to the phone. You can't leave your system on hold for that long because it screws up the whole system." And I was just in my mind, just like, what the hell are you talking about? I went to the toilet, got some water. I was away for maybe 2 minutes max, probably less than that. And it just seemed completely mental. That's the kind of stress that they're putting people under. And I just couldn't deal with it. So, but after less than a day in that, the point is, I was at that point where if I had to, you don't have to, but if I was in that job full time, within a week, I would be totally ready to jump off a bridge. No kidding. Because it was that bad from my point of view. But I guess in a way, it gave me whole new level of respect for people that do that job, because I know what they go through in, you know, today's world of telesales. It's just mental. It's so mental. There was one woman on the desk which I was sitting at. She had a real gift for it. She was getting people interested, like loads of people from her calls. She was getting lots of interest, and that's just like, wow. Of course, she was getting bonuses for that, which is good, but she had a real gift for it. That's amazing. So yeah, I have been there. That was the whole point of that long thing. So you really don't want to be in that place. And if you are, I'm sure you're desperately looking for a better alternative. And when you're in that kind of place, anything else is a better alternative. So if you are there, I'm sorry, and I wish you luck. Or maybe you want to go into business on your own. There's all sorts of help and advice out there for that. If all else fails, Google is your friend. Google is your friend for everything, because Google is like, you know, like an encyclopedia of just the entire universe. I've considered that myself as well, because, you know, just considering all options. But the thing is, I don't know what I have to offer. You know, when you go into business yourself, you have to have a product that you know, or you're guessing, perhaps part of it is guessing that you're going to be successful. There's going to be, you know, some kind of niche in the market which you can fill, and you will be successful. Of course, not everybody is, but we're all hoping for success. So, yeah, just not sure that I have what I would want to do. So I haven't really done that, but I've thought about that too. So I'm sure I've rambled on for way longer than I meant to for this one. This is just a 2-page A5 size, double-sided A5 size, and I've rambled on for way longer than it should take to read that. So good luck, and thank you for watching and listening to me. I've been helpful. That's really the ultimate goal here. I want to help people. This is perhaps a bit of a backwards way to do it, but maybe not. So anyway, I'm gonna stop now. Excuse me, and finish my last bit of cake. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later.